Hello everyone, I'm CinnamonToastKen, that's Buff Pro. In today's video, we're checking out Girl Defined, a deleted video apparently. You guys sent this to us, and it is called 6 Guys You Shouldn't Date, Court, or Marry. And I don't know why they deleted it, but we're going to find out today, I guess. It's been re-uploaded. Comments are off. All right. Looks like it's going to be a good time. It's also only in freaking goddamn 360p, but whatever. We'll make it work.
Hey girls, it's Kristen and Bethany here with Girl Defined Ministries. And in today's
Ministries?
Nice.
Oh, Lord.
6 guys you shouldn't date, court, or marry.
Who courts people these days?
Yeah, well, that's after marriage, I think. I think they got it in the wrong order.
Yeah, either that or, first date, you take them to the court and cross them up, dunk on them.
Yeah, that's true.
They got their flower dresses on. They got their blonde hair out. Got their
I
fairy
feel like
lights.
I'm about to get called out at least twice.
You think you're gonna 2 times? You're gonna be at least 2 of these guys are gonna be you. All right. So what? I guess what is this? Is this like 6 guys you shouldn't date, court, or marry because this is their ministries? Like Jesus won't love you anymore if you date these guys. They'll be bad for you. They'll make you sin.
I remember being a young girl and kind of thinking that every guy was probably pretty much amazing.
Oh.
There are also a lot that are just not quite so awesome.
Look, I've been to church. You know, I grew up and going to church, and I can tell you that there's only about one of them girls that went to church that were actually godly, air quotes. All right, you know, she said at the beginning when she thought like every guy was awesome. Mm-hmm. Everybody,
yeah.
Even the dudes, they thought each other was awesome. There was. They would always put up that front about trying to find someone godly, but then you'd be going to the party on the weekend. They'd be there. Drunk as hell.
The lock-in. I wasn't old enough for the lock-ins, Ken. Ooh.
Well, at the same time, these people weren't old enough to drink either, but they were there at the party. You know, if you know, you know, all right? You know, especially like the preacher's kids. They're the worst.
Oh my God, by default. I don't even know what, dude. It's a rule or something.
Maybe it's just that rebel in us, you know, with your parents. They try to, they're teaching all the stuff and you're like, no. Not me. I'm gonna do everything bad.
There are certain types of guys that I do not want to date, court, or marry, and we want to tell you about these 6 guys that you shouldn't date, court, or marry.
I'm glad they keep like going through all 3, you know, just for disclaimer. Don't do all 3. Don't do it.
And number 1 that you shouldn't date, court, or marry, Mr. Talk. He's the guy that can say he can talk the talk, but he might not necessarily be walking the walk. So for example, he might say, I love the Lord, I love going to church, but behind the scenes, he isn't actually really doing those things.
Like 90% of the people that go to church anyway. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The only reason I'm dogging so hard, like if you're religious and you're taking offense, I'm speaking from experience. Okay. It's like I said, you know, the most Southern Baptist churches, you know, the preacher get up there talking about, you don't need to be, talking about like drinking too much and like all them Southern men, they start sweating, they're like, they got to get down there and go to the pulpit and hit a knee and pray a little bit.
Another example might be, he might say, I value purity, but then in the relationship, he's the one constantly, subtly tempting you to compromise.
He trying to smash.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And talk is cheap. If you're just giving talk, but you're not putting the action behind it, then you need to be very, very cautious of a guy like that.
I think I dodged a bullet on the first one, right?
Yeah.
I would just be like, yo, no, I'm the only one who doesn't go to that church, actually. It's a small town. I'm the only guy.
Like, you want me to read the Bible? But it's so...
What about Audible? Does that count?
Yeah. Have you ever actually tried to read the Bible before? It's a tough read, man.
Guy number 2 is Mr. Anger. This is the guy that gets like set off by really small things. It might just be like, driving in a car and someone just barely comes in his other lane and he gets like blows up and gets really mad.
Okay. All right. Well, this is a good advice. When if you got a guy that's got anger problems, you probably don't want to be dating him.
Yeah.
There's
my first call out.
Yeah. Road rage, it gets the best of us sometimes, Dave.
Yeah. It's like, oh, come on, old lady, pull over right now. Flip your car over.
Like a volcano. I personally would never date, court, or marry. And I would encourage you not to either. And guy number 3 that you definitely shouldn't date, court, or marry is Mr. Struggle. Now, we all...
Woo! Kenny, I might be... Oh, man. I might be going for the triple header here, man. I don't know what's about to happen. Woo! I'm starting to sweat.
As soon as you said that, I knew you was going to be like, oh!
he never actually overcomes those struggles. So for example, maybe pornography, maybe irresponsible spending, maybe just not getting places on time ever.
No, I was about to make a self-deprecating joke, man. I should skip that one. Yeah.
Did you hear the last
you feel
one?
called out? Wait, what was it?
Just not getting places on time ever, or really.
Oh.
Ken, I've showed up on time to things twice in my whole life. Oh my God.
Look, Dan, I appreciate that you always here for recordings, man. You know, for 4 or 5, however long we've been doing this, you know, you very consistent. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
But I couldn't date, quarter, marry you. I'm sorry.
Ooh, not even date? Come on.
Maybe smash. Ooh.
He's just always struggling, but always telling you that he's going to do better, that he's going to get over it. This guy, if he's serious about overcoming his sin, he's going to make the steps and take the steps.
Oh. Where'd sin come from?
Right.
I thought we were just talking about regular life, life, and now it's like, if he's not going to overcome that sin, being late a sin?
Punctuality? I got so many Hail Marys to do. And why do they got to be on time for everything? I don't understand. Right? They can't struggle too.
Steps to go find an older, godlier man in his church who can hold him accountable and really get serious about helping him overcome his struggles. So we caution you, be very careful with the guy who is always struggling but never overcoming.
Well, if he needs some help, what about, isn't that like the godly thing to do? Give him some help, help him out.
Right.
Isn't that like a thing? No?
Hold him down and keep him down, Ken.
They're really doing
Laugh
favor,
at him as the offering plate goes past him.
The guy, they come to collect tithes at the end of the day, at the end of the service, and they just kind of look down your aisle and go and shake their head and move on to the next one.
The pastor calls him out in front of everybody. All right, Dave, you sure? We didn't skip you, did we?
Oh, Brother Dane, would you come up to the front of the church so we can pray for you in your sinful ways of always being late to church?
And number 4 is Mr. Obsessed. And now
I may be getting called out now, Dean.
Take one for the team, Kenny, please.
All right.
Pretty much obsessed with me. They are, I'm basically like the most important thing in their entire world. And you know what? Honestly,
no, that ain't me. Never mind. I thought it was something about like obsessed. That new video game comes out or something, I may get obsessed with that, or like, a new hobby that I'm getting into, I may get obsessed with that, get that hyper focus. Of course, with Mary as well. Of course, I'm obsessed. Yeah. Of course, this is me.
wrong to be loved and cherished, but we're talking about a guy who is literally obsessed with you. Like, you are even more important than God.
Okay, get over yourself, lady.
Yeah.
Right. Can you get over yourself a little bit?
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, you're cool and everything, but geez, all right, get that ego in check. God dang.
You basically, as the girl, become the god of his life, and that is an idol. That is totally out of order.
All right. They stretching on this one. God dang. Imagine being in a relationship where like someone is so smitten and obsessed with you that you feel like you're more important than God to them. Wow. Okay, again, from coming from a religious background, like I get what they're trying to say, but the whole concept of like valuing your spirituality more than your actual relationship is dangerous.
Right.
And of course, if I said that to them, they'd be like, oh, there's nothing more important than God. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Chill out. That's not what, all right. Your whole spirituality and your praying thing is good. But, homie Jesus over there don't want you to like be having this crappy relationship because you can't take time to like care about each other because you may be potentially caring about each other more than God or something.
Right.
I don't know. Whenever it comes to things like this video here, it always comes off like they're dating God. I don't know why.
Right.
I don't know why. It always gives that vibe every time.
Mr. Pressure is the guy who is always putting pressure on you to do things that maybe you shouldn't do, areas of compromise for your I'm not really sure if that's the right thing. And he's like, come on, just do it.
Isn't this the same one as the talk guy?
I thought.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing as the late guy. It's probably why he was.
Hey, come on, no compromise. What's up?
Hey,
what do you mean? Come on.
We got time.
We've talked to girls who feel that pressure in the relationship, and they actually feel like if they don't give in to what this guy wants, then he's going to leave them. That in order to sustain the relationship, they basically have to do everything he wants them to do.
Whoa. They're sounding kind of obsessed here, Ken.
I know. They sound like they're trying to. They sound like they may fall into this category right now. Because I feel pressured right now that if I don't do what they say in these ministries, that God's not going to love me. All right. I mean,
they seem real obsessed with this dude who might leave them. You know what I mean?
Like, who hurt them. That's
jeez.
And guy number 6 is Mr. Unsaved. Now, this is the type of
Mr. Unsaved. Bro, you haven't been baptized yet? you want to date me?
Wow.
All right. So sure. Okay. Okay. I got thoughts already, but I'll watch.
Yeah.
Nice, charming. He is just like the package deal.
That's me.
I don't care how cute he is. I don't care if he is literally like the hottest thing that you've ever seen in your entire life with the best muscles, whatever it is, you are just like dropping dead in his presence.
Definitely obsessed. Guys, don't date, court, or marry these obsessed women like this, okay?
Well, I like how that their depiction of the perfect guy is like the super cute, hot muscle dude.
Right.
But everything's perfect. He doesn't get mad. He doesn't talk. He doesn't pressure. He doesn't. What else doesn't he do? He's always on time.
And he's got money.
Yeah, he got,
If this guy is not a Christian, if he is a Mr. Unsaved, there is no compromising here. This is an automatic no. And the Bible makes that very, very clear.
Does it?
Who cares if he wants to come to church with you? Yeah. And you have this opportunity to convert him. Right. You know, forget that. He ain't done it yet. He ain't never going to do it.
Who cares if it is literally the perfect relationship, like your soulmate? Doesn't matter. Don't date him. This is terrible advice.
Jeez.
Well, in my relationship, mine and Mary's relationship would have never happened if I took this advice because she's not religious at all. You know, this is when like church gets like culty. It's like
it's too much about the religion and not
about your life. I mean, right? You must date someone that goes to your church because if they're a different denomination, then they don't believe in singing in church, and that's bad. We don't agree with that either. It's like, whatever, man.
Right?
Like, God dang.
Might as well be late at that point.
There you have it. The 6 guys that we want to really caution you against dating, courting, or marrying. Now, girls, we also understand that there's a wide variety of issues out there, right? There's a lot more than even what we named right here.
There's more? There's more?
What?
I want to hear like the self-reflected version of this, of like what girls guys shouldn't date, court, or marry,
Right.
Try saying like throw video games out. Like he plays too many video games. That is ungodly.
Did he play Grand Theft Auto in his life? Out of here.
We all have sin struggles. But what we're talking about with these 6 guys are guys who are dead set in their ways in these areas and they're not changing.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah. So no, barely anyone ever. Yeah, okay. We should have said that at the very beginning of this video, but we waited to the end to know like, these are extremes.
Might be wise to break off the relationship or seek some really wise outside counsel. Not in a video, but someone in your church, someone that's very godly that you trust, and ask them, hey, here's my situation.
Is there like a godly meter, whenever you go to church, it's like, who is the most godliest? Who? Because, it may be Onana over there who's 80 years old and has like some very old school views that may not make sense in the current dating, relationships these days. And she'd be like, she's the godliest. Like she has like a halo and she's like, hey, your parents always must be in the room. Ask your father for permission before he can speak to you. And then you stay home and you don't even think about getting educated or having a job because that would be... Back in my, I'm saying it's like cringe, man. There's like a whole minute of this video left. What else? They got like a whole freaking long outro here.
I say they can't be saying much more,
other than just repeating the same thing over and over again. Look, and I guess my closing thought is, if you're religious and you want to go to church and do all that stuff, yeah, do it. Do your thing. Live your life. Makes you happy. Makes you spiritually happy. Do it. But like when it gets to this point, it just gets creepy. Like when your life becomes like, it's not even like your relationship with God. It's like your relationship just with the church, right?
Right.
It gets very cult feeling where like every decision you make is this going to make me godly? I mean, my stance with the Bible is that it's like a guideline to be a good person and to be spiritually. You don't like, not every single thing has to be taken as like extremely literal, because I like half the stuff is like old, like super outdated law based in a different part of the world. I'm getting into cherry picking. What I'm saying is that because in the South, you go down like one road and there's like 5 different churches with different beliefs, but they all are reading the same book, right?
Right.
So my
guess
advice,
what? They're able to be neighbors still too. You know, that's
yeah. So,
wow, life still goes on.
So my advice, if you're going to go to church and be religious, is, use your own common sense that you have, and don't get so obsessed in the community of it, because quite honestly, if you scratch the surface of your church's community, it's bad. It is. You got churches where, like, the women of the church, they want to take care of the pastor in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink, wink. The deacons, the deacons cheating on who knows what. And there's like this whole political struggle with like the older people in the church. It's nasty. It's very nasty. So yeah. And, date whoever makes you happy. Okay. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Today's your birthday. Happy birthday. We'll see you guys next time. Leave a like, do all that cool stuff. Stay toast, my friends. I love you. Bye-bye.
Guys, stop being late.